read the Bible now. Get ready! Christians are about to leave this earth. They could leave at any moment, any time, any day, any year, any hour, any second, any moment. Here is proof in 2 languages.
As we get ready for this awesome Bible passage, I just wanted to say, Your Highness, I realize that if you thank people for not putting things off, they will put them off much less. I know that is something that gets on some people's nerves. I know that it makes some people furious when other people put things off. Well, myself and a friend of mine have just realized if you thank people specifically for not putting things off, they will put them off less often and less regularly.
Matthew 24. And Jesus went out, and departed from the temple. And his disciples came to him, for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars, and rumours of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye, that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass, till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, the other left. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, For in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord when he cometh shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Evangelio según San Mateo 24. Jesús salió del templo, y mientras caminaba, sus discípulos le hacían notar las imponentes construcciones del templo. Jesús les dijo, ¿ven todo eso? En verdad les digo, no quedará ahí piedra sobre piedra, todo será destruido. Como Jesús después se sentara en el monte de los olivos, los discípulos se acercaron y le preguntaron en privado, dinos cuándo ocurrirá todo eso, qué señales anunciarán tu venida y el fin de la historia. Jesús les contestó, no se dejen engañar. Cuando varios usurpen mi nombre y digan, yo soy el Mesías, pues engañarán a mucha gente. Ustedes oirán hablar de guerras y de rumores de guerra, pero no se alarmen, todo eso tiene que pasar, pero no será todavía el fin. Unas naciones lucharán contra otras y se levantará un reino contra otro reino, habrá hambre y terremotos en diversos lugares. Esos serán los primeros dolores del parto. Entonces los denunciarán a ustedes, y serán torturados y asesinados. Todas las naciones los odiarán por mi causa. En esos días muchos tropezarán y caerán, de repente se odiarán y se traicionarán unos a otros. Aparecerán falsos profetas, que engañarán a mucha gente. Y tanta será la maldad, que el amor se enfriará en muchos. Pero el que se mantenga firme hasta el fin, ese se salvará. Esta buena nueva del reino será proclamada en el mundo entero, y todas las naciones oirán el mensaje, después vendrá el fin. Cuando ustedes vean lo anunciado por el profeta Daniel, el ídolo del invasor instalado en el templo, que el lector sepa entender. Entonces los que estén en Judea huyan a los montes. Si estás en la azotea de tu casa, no te demores ni vayas dentro a buscar tus cosas. Si te hallas en el campo, no vuelvas a buscar tu manto. Pobres de las que, en esos días, se hallen embarazadas o estén criando. Rueguen para que no les toque huir en invierno o en día sábado. Porque será una prueba tan enorme como no ha habido igual desde el principio del mundo hasta ahora, ni jamás la volverá a haber. Y si ese tiempo no fuera acortado, nadie saldría con vida, pero Dios lo acortará en consideración a sus elegidos. Entonces, si alguien les dice, miren, el Mesías está aquí o está allá, no le crean. Porque se presentarán falsos mesías y falsos profetas, que harán cosas maravillosas y prodigios capaces de engañar, si fuera posible, aun a los elegidos de Dios. Miren que yo se lo he advertido de antemano. Por tanto, si alguien les dice, está en el desierto, no vayan. Si dicen, está en tal lugar retirado, no lo crean. Pues así como refulge el relámpago desde el oriente e inflama el cielo hasta el poniente, así será la venida del Hijo del Hombre. En otras palabras, donde hay un cadáver, allí se juntan los buitres. Después de esos días de angustia, el sol se oscurecerá, la luna perderá su brillo, caerán las estrellas del cielo y se bambolearán los mecanismos del universo. Entonces aparecerá en el cielo la señal del Hijo del Hombre. Mientras todas las razas de la tierra se golpearán el pecho, verán al Hijo del Hombre viniendo sobre las nubes del cielo con el poder divino y la plenitud de la gloria. Enviará a sus ángeles, que tocarán la trompeta y reunirán a los elegidos de los 4 puntos cardinales, de un extremo al otro del mundo. Aprendan esta lección de la higuera, cuando están ya tiernas sus ramas y empiezan a brotar las hojas, ustedes saben que se acerca el verano. Asimismo, cuando ustedes noten todas estas cosas que les he dicho, sepan que el tiempo ya está cerca, a las puertas. En verdad les digo, no pasará esta generación, hasta que sucedan todas estas cosas. Pasarán el cielo y la tierra, pero mis palabras no pasarán. Por lo que se refiere a ese día y cuándo vendrá, nadie lo sabe, ni siquiera los ángeles de Dios, ni aun el Hijo, sino solamente el Padre. La venida del Hijo del Hombre recordará los tiempos de Noé. Unos pocos días antes del diluvio, la gente seguía comiendo y bebiendo, y se casaban hombres y mujeres, hasta el día en que Noé entró en el arca. No se dieron cuenta de nada hasta que vino el diluvio y se los llevó a todos. Lo mismo sucederá con la venida del Hijo del Hombre. De 2 hombres que estén juntos en el campo, uno será tomado, y el otro no. De 2 mujeres que estén juntas moliendo trigo, una será tomada, y la otra no. Por eso estén despiertos, porque no saben en qué día vendrá su Señor. Fíjense en esto, si un dueño de casa supiera a qué hora de la noche lo va a asaltar un ladrón, seguramente permanecería despierto para impedir el asalto a su casa. Por eso, estén también ustedes preparados, porque el Hijo del Hombre vendrá a la hora que menos esperan. Imagínense un administrador digno de confianza y capaz. Su señor lo ha puesto al frente de su familia, y es él quien les reparte el alimento a su debido tiempo. Afortunado será este servidor si, al venir su señor, lo encuentra cumpliendo su deber. En verdad les digo, su señor lo pondrá al cuidado de todo lo que tiene. No será así con el servidor malo que piensa, mi señor se ha retrasado. Y empieza a maltratar a sus compañeros y a comer y a beber con borrachos. El patrón de ese servidor vendrá en el día que no lo espera y a la hora que menos piensa. Le quitará el puesto y lo mandará donde los hipócritas, allí será el llorar y el rechinar de dientes. Evangelio según San Mateo 25. Escuchen, pues,
Perfect. The sound quality was perfect. There was no problem at all. Please share this video, and I may show you one more Bible passage before this video is over. Thank you.
Ezekiel 38. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them, clothed with all sorts of armour, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend, and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou, and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord God, It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil, and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land, Sheba and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto thee, Art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey? To carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? Therefore, Son of man, prophesy, and say unto Gog, Thus saith the Lord God, In that day, when my people of Israel dwelleth safely, shalt thou not know it? And thou shalt come from thy place out of the north parts, thou and many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. And thou shalt come up against my people of Israel, as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days. And I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O Gog, before their eyes. Thus saith the Lord God, Art thou he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants the prophets of Israel, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring thee against them? And it shall come to pass at the same time, when Gog shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord God, that my fury shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel, so that the fishes of the sea, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the field, and all creeping things that creep upon the earth, and all the men that are upon the face of the earth, shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, saith the Lord God. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood. And I will rain upon him, and upon his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain, and great hailstones, fire, and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself, and sanctify myself. And I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Ezekiel